the stream.
Good Sunday morning. Welcome to another edition
It's a
of.
one
Did I
in the
step
middle.
on your toes there, Midnight Rider?
No.
Did you want to take
It's
this?
just the beat, the music just seemed like it just went like it was like 10, 9, and it was like welcome. I was like, whoa, my bad.
Okay, we'll talk about Donna making it longer. Good evening, good morning, I should say. Welcome to another edition of the Sideline Junkies Sunday Rise. Brought to you by the Sideline Junkies in conjunction with Clear Productions. It's me, the big guy KG. Sitting to my side here is the boss BJ. Down south in box 1 is the gentleman Jack Carr. In box 2 down south is the Midnight Rider, probably the biggest Sade fan you'll ever find in the world. He sings Sweetest Taboo as every chance he gets. So expect a little rendition of that today. How y'all gentlemen feeling this morning?
If you want to keep viewers, you don't want to do that.
Tired, but feeling good though.
Yeah, I'm good. We had some criminal mischief in my neighborhood last night, and I think I witnessed it.
Oh
My
man.
neighbor's boat motor got stolen off their boat out front.
Mm.
And
The boat motor?
I did see a pickup truck pull off out of there.
You said the boat motor got stole?
Yeah, that's a very common thing over here, man. Boat motors cost thousands of dollars. Boat motor's probably the most expensive part of the boat. And I feel so bad, but I don't know, man. It's just like sometimes down here where I live, I feel like there ain't no crime coming in here and everything's fine. But that's what it was last night. I can't believe I seen the car pull off. I didn't even think nothing of it.
Man.
Hey, crime comes everywhere, you know.
Yeah, it does.
It could be a work crew that was in the neighborhood and saw it. You never know. So, yeah, we got Crime Stoppers over here. Crime Stoppers. We're gonna get them. We're gonna catch them.
I just hate the simple fact that people want to take other people's stuff. That's the part that kills me.
True that, man. True that. You work so hard for your stuff, and then some piece of crap just thinks they deserve to steal it. The hell with them.
Well, jumping off into this, man, hate to do it. Got to start off on a somber note. News broke this morning. Former Baltimore Raven, former Houston Texan, Jacoby Jones passed away. For those that are too young, don't remember, his first year with the Ravens in 2012, he had a couple of kick returns in the Super Bowl that really helped Baltimore win that game, and everybody said that he should have been the MVP of that game. 108-yard kickoff return against the 49ers, longest play in Super Bowl history. He also had the 70-yard game-time touchdown pass in the AFC divisional game against the Broncos, which helped the Ravens win in double overtime 38-35. He has always been called the son of Baltimore because he was always endeared to the area. And after football, after he left the Ravens, he went to the Chargers, the Steelers, then he played with the Monterey Steel. But he coached at Morgan State, Calvert Hall, went back to his alma mater at Lane College and Alabama State. No details as to what the cause of death is, but he just celebrated his birthday three days ago on the 11th. 40 years old.
Wow.
And he holds a couple NFL records. Longest kickoff return in the Super Bowl, longest play in the Super Bowl, most all-purpose yards in the Super Bowl, franchise records for the Texans, most punt returns in a single season, most punt returns yards in a season, most punt returns for a touchdown in a single season. He also owns Baltimore franchise records of most kickoff return touchdowns, most kickoff return touchdowns in a single season, and longest kickoff return. condolences to his family, friends, former teammates, and everybody. Any memories of Jacoby Jones you fellas got that you want to share?
I'll start off. I mean, the most infamous play is the Mike Tomlin Soul Train dance to get out of his way on the return off the jumbotron, and I think Jones gets caught like at the 5 or the 10-yard line. Like Mike Tomlin saved points there in some people's eyes, and they were talking to him about it on the Pivot Podcast. If you haven't seen that interview, it's one of the best interviews they do, or they did, I should say. He would probably be in my top 5 for sure. Anybody else?
For me, it's that Broncos play. That was just gold. The whole sequence, because it was Joe having to get clean and get that ball off, and then just that whole deflating. I don't know what it is. The whole deflating of the crowd, the Broncos crowd, just the life gone out of them, and him running in the end zone celebrating, the Ravens celebrating. That's my memory of him. It's just sad news, man. Definitely waiting to see what happened, but just it's scary because he's younger than me. So, just I feel for his family, prayers for his family, his children. Just sad news today.
Yeah, I agree. Just prayers to his family for comfort and peace.
Well, try to brighten it up a little bit because it seems like we've been talking about death and everything else for the last little over 24 hours. Jalen Brunson got a new contract from the Knicks. $156.5 million. Good or bad deal for the Knicks here, gentlemen?
If you're the Knicks, it's a great deal.
How many years is that?
Huh?
4.
How many years is it?
4.
4. Okay.
4-year deal, and it's a gift to the Knicks, man. He saved the Knicks tens of $millions. Brunson. He's back with his college teammates. He's got, including Brunson, he's got 4 of them from his national championship days at Villanova. Chemistry, is that a possibility? And Brunson, he was influenced to make this deal by several other superstars. Tom Brady, Derek Jeter, Patty Mahomes, they all, restructured their contract to try to bring in more talent to make them contenders. And I think Brunson has learned that it's not all about the Benjamins. Sometimes, you need help. You need teammates. You need a whole gang. It takes a village.
They say he was due $269 million. That's how much he was eligible for. He took $113 million less.
So he'd have gotten the 269 if he waited a year. By doing a year early,
yeah,
he just took advantage of the max he could get now. And it's funny that I was watching online when this happened, and there's a bunch of people like, "Oh, it's a bad business decision," blah blah blah. But then you're quick to tell somebody to take a hometown discount. Like you can't have it both ways. And I think this was a hometown discount, and I also think he thought about it long term. How can I make this team better going forward? Because we are missing something here or there. Let's be able to get that. You know what I'm saying? Let's not always max out the money. And I think basketball, honestly, I think in 2 years or 3 years, basketball's gonna have a problem because you can't pay everybody. And it seems like everybody's getting 200 and 300 million or 165 million. What's up, little man? I see you in the back. So it's just one of those things, man. Just the money seems like it's gonna give out, and we're gonna have a strike soon or something.
Well, he's going to max out in 3 years. He's going to get the big contract in 3 years. He's probably going to get $350 million.
But how many people can we have on their version of the max deal?
I don't know. Yeah, but you don't know who's where in 3 years. You know, I'm just saying that he's going to be eligible to cash in big in about 3 years. If they haven't won a title yet, does he cash in or go to free agency?
True.
I think
Nick's best chance. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the biggest thing. Like this is the opposite of what Carmelo Anthony did, maxing out and then depleting the team
Yes.
and having nothing there. But it's I think if you think about it long term and winning a championship in New York or not winning a championship in New York, just think of how the New York Knicks fans, love Patrick Ewing. But I think they have a window right now, and I think it's a smart move to do this to get help. And you're gonna if you play good ball in New York, it's gonna pay off for you later down the line. The other thing is, what is the salary cap going to be in a couple years? Because the NBA definitely cannot say they don't have any money because they just got a big deal pushed to the table. So they can't say they hurting for money. So the graphic is stuck in my head. What Kobe Bryant was making, I think in 2012, I think he was at $27 million, and you have Tatum almost making triple that, almost. So I think the salary cap's it's going to have to be capped somewhere. But right now, take advantage of it, business side. And then, like I said, I love this because, like the Midnight Rider said, everybody hollers about hometown discount, this, that, and the other, and you have that right here.
The thing that I love, and something you guys said, the Knicks. He wins a championship in New York. He can run for mayor in New York, and nobody's going to oppose him. You win a championship in New York, you can run for political office in New York and win.
He wouldn't even have to run. He would just wake up one day and there'd be people at his door talking about Mr. Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Your car is outside.
That's how the fan base of the Knicks are. And you said something about Carmelo.
One of the most selfish, overrated players in NBA history.
They didn't want him in Miami. That's all I'm gonna say. But the thing is, you think about the purgatory that the Knicks have been in since '99. Actually, they went to the finals in '99. They never really rebuilt and retooled to run again. I mean, they stayed relevant for another 4 or 5 years. Then after that, they went into purgatory. Melo comes in, they have one playoff run, and then after that, it's just like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
And now you're back on top, and everything's coming back, and you're looking good. No slight to the Knicks, because I had them as a finals favorite. I said they make it to the finals, it's over. No Denver, oh yeah, it's over. The Knicks got this, but it wasn't to be. So many injuries and things like that. But this right here, this is good for the Knicks, but it's also good for Brunson, because you know what he just did? He just endured himself to the city. So shoot, he might be able to run for political office now and nobody say nothing. So sticking with basketball, but switching to the women's side. Angel Reese's record streak of double-doubles has ended. It ended at 15 games. It seems that some people are upset about this streak, but the way it ended, I'm not sure if you fellas are familiar with that, but they were quadruple teaming her.
I saw that.
So she couldn't score.
She shouldn't have been in the ball game.
Yeah.
And then she missed the layup earlier. That's the reason she didn't get her double-double, because there was a layup earlier that she missed. So, yeah, they had every right to, because they felt like they were being used as a pawn for her to keep the record going, to keep the streak alive. So, no sympathy there for that.
I'm trying to feel like why they ain't felt that way about anybody else but Caitlin Clark. It seemed like Caitlin Clark the only one to get that. And like you said, you in the game garbage time trying to get a double.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
She's gonna get plenty more records in this league. It's a great record she set. Let's start over. I mean, move on. It's over. Yeah, they was putting all 5 on her. I mean, like you said, she shouldn't even been in the game. I'd have done the same thing if I was coach.
I would have sent the goon in for a hard foul. I'm serious, man. You don't do that in garbage time. Like either you got it or you don't. You know.
Yeah,
right? Man. Garbage time, somebody clothesline her. Come out, I'll pay your fine. Give me that Greg Williams special.
Nope.
You can't do that.
Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are gonna set records in this league for years to come.
But now,
it's
the a gentleman that I really hate to bring up, but I have to say it because it's relevant in this topic. None other than Jason Whitlock.
Oh,
decided to say that Angel Reese doesn't deserve to be a all-star because she's done nothing. She has no offense. He made a whole tweet about it. And I'm like, when's the last time you picked up a basketball, fatty? Come on.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. If you look at her live box score, most of her rebounds are from her missed shots. I'm just saying. I'm not agreeing with Shitlock. I'm just saying. But like Jack said, they're rookies.
Let me ask you a question. And you gentlemen all know what I'm about to say is true. What were we told when we first started playing basketball? When you make a shot, whether it's a layup, a jumper, a three, you follow your shot up. And if you get the rebound, you put it back. Do I think? No, I'm not even going to say what I think. Even if she's shooting jumpers and missing them on purpose and going to get the rebound, what's so different than what Dominique Wilkins is doing the same thing? He admitted, he said, I took a bad shot because I could get a better shot off the rebound.
Well, she's not Dominique Wilkins.
I know she's not Dominique Wilkins, but it's the same damn thing.
Was that Dominique or was that Moses?
No, that was Dominique. Dominique said he would take a bad shot to bounce it off the back iron, and he could grab it off the putback and dunk it because I had a better shot. I mean, this is also the same guy. He said I ain't had no move. He said my thing was I get you on the wing, and then I'm going by you. That was it.
No. I want to take it back because I think Whitlock always makes his points harsh and for clickbait and for the pizzazz. But like Jack said, this is just the beginning. Their skill set is going to grow. This is their first, we're talking about Angel Reese probably, unless Caitlin Clark does something spectacular, probably rookie of the year. So, and it's just going to get better from here. They pump the energy in the league, but she does have to work on her skill set.
And I seen a video of Angel Reese. They said before she had her leg injury, like she's more nailed to the floor now. She's kind of like New York Knicks Larry Johnson. But they said before the leg injury, she was a high flyer, like she could really get up. Like I'm talking close to dunking, if not dunking. But the simple fact that they keep pitting these two women against each other.
Why wouldn't you?
It's the magic bird thing, I mean,
no, I'm not saying that's what I want. But they pit them against each other on a personal level. It's not a professional level anymore.
Okay.
They against each other on a personal level, and that's a problem.
No, it's not. It's the seller. Like you're not gonna, if your store sells steak, you're not gonna stop cooking steaks. You're gonna make sure everybody gets steak, and that's what they get. They getting
I'm
steak
gonna
right now.
steak. We're going to Sizzler. Everybody gotta get some steak. Piece
But
for
no.
you. Piece for you.
That's
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Don't take it off the menu if that's your best seller.
but I don't want you to take out the menu. But when it comes to personal, oh, look at what Angel Reese wore. Oh my God, that is so ghetto that she wore that. But look at Caitlin Clark, so classy,
But
so
that's
elegant.
not.
Like, come
That's
on
not.
now.
You can't. You
That's
can't. You can't bite on that. That's not them talking about each other.
No,
Right.
and the thing is, they don't say anything about each other. I heard from a reliable
I
source.
disagree with that.
No, I've heard from a reliable source that they talk more than people know.
Okay.
I think
And they're actually kind of closer than people know.
the little rubber ducky you squeeze and he go is not a reliable source.
Hey, don't talk about my rubber ducky anymore. And see, you see now, I was gonna put you down on the whole plan. Like we about to have acres and acres of just land with a bunch of ducks. Quack, 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 all over the place. All over the place.
God.
Next level, baby. Next level. I'm like,
I mean, that's
next level.
depending on their real ducks, that's good eating.
No. It's gonna be chickens. I'm sorry. All the chickens.
That's
Quack,
still,
quack, quack, quack.
That's still good eating. Just keep the rats out of the yard. Yeah, they eat them.
But I don't like sometimes the narratives that are pushed about these young ladies. It's unfair. And it doesn't need to happen the way it does. I mean, these are young girls. And I mean, to us, we're in our 40s. But these are young girls.
Very young.
The amount of scrutiny. If Angel Reese ties her left shoe before she ties her right shoe, it's a problem. Oh my gosh, she didn't start off on the right foot. You're supposed to tie your right shoe first.
You got to stop living in the cesspool that is X, man.
Man, I don't live there. I don't like none of this stuff.
Because that's what this sounds like. This just sounds like X clickbait, bots, whatever. People trying to start conversations and they go for the low hanging fruit.
But this is how do I say this? This is what they asked for indirectly, because you can't be more popular without the negative BS. It just comes with the territory. And then the more popular they get, the more the media, whether it's, this source or that source, they're always going to stir the pot. And as I had said this before, it's just, sometimes they just got to come out and clear the air about what's going on, not let it kind of simmer for so long. But this is as they grow in popularity, as they get better, it's going to be Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. It's like I said, the magic bird thing. That's what they want. So they're going to keep pushing it. They're going to keep pushing it hard. If it looked like one of them don't like each other, you're going to hear all about it.
They're going to get 10, 12 years of this.
Yeah. But here's the thing, that's what you want. It's just when it just goes. I guess I've asked for this for 2 years. I got it, and I'm not saying that I'm not happy with it. It's the overboard that's making me mad. The constant. It goes from basketball to a race thing. Then the racism comes out, and then when the racism comes out, oh my God, Angel Reese is so ghetto and this, that, and the other. Wait, what?
Welcome to America, KG.
Yeah, I was about to say, man. Come on.
Well, welcome to America.
I've been living under a rock with. I guess so.
Now you under that Boulder Patrick Star and SpongeBob. Got TV in there, carpet.
Hey, at least I got my floor model in there. I ain't got to bring it up a flight of steps.
You do. Nice big floor model. Shower, everything.
Hey, speaking of which, I'm gonna need to see you fellas in about 2 weeks. I found one on Facebook Marketplace for $250. I just need your help getting it off the truck.
Not happening.
Not the way this bag set up.
Not just
what?
Just thinking about it.
Wait. I'm getting looked at right now. Wait, what's the problem?
That's not even a young man's job no more. I
found the floor model TV that I was looking for. No, it's not for the room. I'm gonna put it in the living room.
So what you need to do, and listen to me, I got the plan for you. Whatever wall's facing the living room, you tear that some bitch out, right? Because you're gonna need that space for the forklift to bring that floor model to you. Just set the floor, and then what you do is you just go to Home Depot, get that thick ass plastic. You ain't got to put the wall back up, and then just put the thick plastic up. Y'all can decorate it and everything.
Oh shit!
You do realize that it has wheels, right?
Where you gonna wheel it up the steps? You gonna wheel it up the steps? Okay, you gonna wheel it up the steps?
No. Y'all gonna help me take it up the steps.
Can you imagine?
Is it TV you talking about?
You talking about an old TV? Jack, you talking about an old floor model TV?
Yeah, I remember when I got mine first. Oh Lord, that was a long time ago. 95, 98. You getting the big joker, huh?
Yeah.
Man, you know they make
when I was a kid.
They making a little thin jokers.
Oh, Jack, you thinking about a big screen?
Yeah, you thinking about a big screen? Not
No.
He's talking about the wooden joint.
Yeah, you gotta go back to 1984.
Audio cabinet TV.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh no, that's 70.
You gotta go back to the TV that used to have the 13-inch sitting on top of it, and only one that worked was the 13-inch. That's what you gotta go back to, Jack.
No, we had one of them. It actually had a stereo in it and had speakers on the side.
Yeah, boy.
Big cabinet TVs.
My aunt had one of those.
Jack. Don't encourage him, Jack.
Oh my God. I remember when my dad was going to throw it out, I took the speakers out and made a speaker box, my own kicker box, you know.
My aunt had one of those, and it had the drawer where you could put your records at and everything.
Yeah.
And connected to the sofa, and the sofa was a pull-out sofa.
Oh, those are heavy.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't have to move it.
Yeah, they're dangerous too, man. Them sofa things flings open, they cut fingers off.
See that? Let me see. Oh shit! I'm gonna have to put it in there so y'all can see what I'm talking about because I got it.
Whoa, pause.
Time out. Personal foul.
But while I work on that and Midnight Rider, give us a Wimbledon update.
I was getting ready to do that, y'all.
Go ahead, Jack.
Give us a Wimbledon update here.
It seems as though we got a new Wimbledon champion. Carlos Alcaraz just defeated Djokovic in 3 sets, 6-2, 6-2, 7-6. This was an interesting Wimbledon. You know, there was a lot of new blood.
That's gonna make it interesting for the U.S. Open because normally the Open is when you get some of the lower level seeds to advance. A, because of the heat. B, because of the surface. So, and I think that's something that people don't think about.
That's in New York, right?
Yeah, that's in New York. Arthur. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny how the different services determine almost who can win the tournament.
Oh, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of tennis is like there's almost like you have certain players have home court advantage when it comes to certain events because that's what they are. I mean, for years we had Nadal that just won the French
owned it.
Yeah. So it's just amazing watching it. And now I think we have a more balanced guy in Alcaraz. You have Djokovic on his last legs, and then it's going to be interesting to see who's the other guy that's going to come out of that group. Then you'll have your guys on the fringe like Tiafoe and company. But it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
You know what I love about tennis? And I remember watching tennis, starting to watch tennis with my grandmother and watching, Agassi and Sampras and those guys. Tennis is unique to me because it's one of the sports where you can watch the torch being took. You can watch the young guy. I remember when Nadal came on the scene, when Djokovic came on the scene. They're taking the torch from whoever they're playing, and it's just unique to watch. It's unique to watch. It's like it's almost like watching a hero go down. because you like come on, and then this young guy, and then he might not do it the first time. It might be right, might be on the tink, he might be on the edge, and then the next time he gets him. And I think that's the one unique thing about tennis. You don't see that in other sports so much, like real, like you'll see it over time with them building a team, but that real time, like the matches happening one-on-one. I'm taking this from you. This is mine now. I think that's real unique, and I've always loved that about tennis.
Well, I remember the early years of Djokovic. He had the issue where he could not get over the hump. He would be leading two sets to none, and then losing 5. And it was like, come on, dude, you like he's right there, and it just seemed like he would just lose it. He would find a way to lose it. And then the year I was like, I'm done rooting for this dude. That was the year he got over the hump. I think he beat Sampras or somebody, and then that's when he just started rolling. And after that, he's been rolling ever since.
Djokovic is the best. This is my claim. He's the best tennis player ever. He's got his accolades line up to put him in that position. He's definitely the best I've ever seen, and I think you can put him down as the GOAT. I really do.
Sam all checking in. Betting on tennis is better than NBA, in my opinion. I don't think I've ever bet on tennis.
I first might say that. I got a guy, Rick T, that does that. He's like, he'll get up and start the morning and he'll bet a bunch of tennis stuff. I haven't tried it. I haven't figured it out yet. I know it's on the sets and the games and all that stuff, but
probably how many aces or.
I mean, you could probably do that. Again, props. You can do anything in a prop bet. You can find you a prop for just about anything. I know, like last year, getting off of tennis real quick, just to give an example, baseball, I had a prop that I was betting under 1 run in the 8th inning. So if when the 8th inning came, if they didn't score a run, if I took the under, I won. If I took the over, I lost, whatever it was. So you can bet a little bit of everything when it comes to props. Like I think there's even in baseball, when the person gets a hit, what's the pitch count?
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
But whenever they do these gambling commercials for these gambling apps, they always say, if you have an addiction to gambling, call 1-800. I mean, you making it that easy. Yeah, that's an easy way to get addicted. I can bet down to what color cleats a player's gonna wear. Like, man, that's a rabbit hole I don't think I can go down, but geez, man. Well, fellas, we got 2 more topics, but let me show you this. Hey, Jack, that's the setup I'm trying to get right there. That's the setup I'm trying to get right there.
With your Nintendo joint on it?
Man, with the Nintendo going.
Yeah.
And it's sitting on the floor right. I could play some Duck Hunt. I could play a little Mario 3. I could play a little Mario 2. When
I had TV like that, I had Pong.
You know what? And that's another thing. I'm looking right now. I gotta hit a couple yard sales up, and I'm trying to find me an Atari 2600 so I can really get into it. Like that's what I need. But
what? You got me thinking. I wonder if anybody does that, but with a lighter cabinet and putting in like a 32-inch flat screen in the front of it.
Ooh.
It still looks old school, but of course it wouldn't be as heavy, and it would have a 32-inch flat screen and a LCD, whatever you want, in the front of it.
Hey, that's a good idea. That's a
put
real good idea.
Put the sound bar in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the sound bar on it.
Don't give him ideas, man.
I'm trying to help him out. So instead of lifting 600 pounds up the steps, he might be only lifting 135.
Well, I mean, once my wife see the setup and I do the vacuum job on the carpet, and you get that real good.
Oh, we going down the road. The vacuum job, bro.
Yeah, man. You never seen that post? Dude said, rate my setup. He had the floor model TV. He had the Nintendo with the Mario Brothers joint playing, and then you could see what he had cleaned up, and he had vacuumed in front of the TV, and it was a perfect vacuum job, man. Like I'm talking perfect, right down to the way
he's saying it.
How is there perfect vacuum?
Pause. Police. Help.
Yo, he was over there just doubling down, like just.
You don't understand, man. It's certain things that make you happy, and a good vacuum job, it makes you happy. It's just peace, man.
And then you know that on TV makes you happy.
You didn't vacuum, you didn't clean, and now you can sit down and play your game for the rest of the day, and nobody bothers you.
Okay,
that's peace, man. That's peace.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's
clean it up. Sam all said, I've seen that done. Old retro cabinet, new screen with every controller is wireless.
See,
Look
into that. Look into that. I'm telling you, man. That would be now. I'm not saying that setup that you the old school setup, but that retro, just like the retrofit, just like when people get in the '70s cars and got the BMW technology in it. That shit mean. You getting a Mark V and got BMW screen in it.
But they get some of them old TVs and they make fish tanks out of them. Y'all ever seen that?
I have seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah, I have seen that.
But you know, KG gonna get his game on.
Atari. He gonna have a ColecoVision sitting on top of underneath the Atari.
Yeah.
No. See,
he gonna find him He gonna find him part of an old cave and a chisel so he can write in hieroglyphics in the corner. He can go play his game.
Nah, see, me and my brother-in-law, we talked about this years ago. Here's the setup. You got all the cubby holes. Each cubby hole has a light. Every cubby hole has a different gen system in it. You start from Atari. Well, you start from ColecoVision. Then you get the 2600 Atari, the 7600, the 7800. Then you get your Nintendos, your Super, your 64, like all of that. And you got everything. Then you got a bookcase with several bookcases that has a whole library of every game.
Oh, Lord.
Jesus Christ.
Some of them games is worth money. I think Mike Tyson in the box is worth some money, that Mike Tyson game.
What's crazy is, now I buy a lot of retro games anyway. If you remember NBA Streets came out over 20 years ago. That game is still $90.
Oh, really?
It is $90.
Go with Midnight Rider. He gets them for 10.
No, I did. I got Madden for 13.
Yeah.
He got the hookup. This dude right here.
Nah, it's called PlayStation Store. Whenever you see a sale, you just go in.
I don't know. Like I say, I ain't bought a game in a minute.
Oh, Sam Moss said when a 40-year-old single guy has too many vacuum cleaners in his living room, you know something freaky going on. Don't go to that guy's house to watch the game. Oh man, Neo Geo and TurboGrafx 16. Jeez.
Oh man.
We talking the same language right now.
That's old.
MLB at the halfway point, fellas. Is there anybody that's standing out to you right now that you're like, you know, if they keep up this run? I mean, let's do it the way we do everything else. Right now, if you had to choose your mid-season MVP, who would it be?
For me, it's Aaron Judge on the American League. I mean, there's nobody. I mean, he's got stats right now that if you go back 10 years, I think Bryce Harper won the MVP with the stats that Aaron Judge has right now at the halfway point. Like, I think the only difference might be the RBI total. Mm-hmm. That alone is ridiculous in its own right. I think the National League is going to be more competitive than we thought at first because even though the Dodgers have Ohtani, Freeman, I know Betts is coming back soon. Their problem is they don't have the arms. Their pitching is gone. So they're gonna have to move. But the one thing they do have is a glut of young catchers that have promise. So I can see the Dodgers moving off a catcher and a position player to get pitching, because that's where their struggle lies.
That's something that you don't see very often anymore. Is the catcher position is not as prominent as it once was, where you had stars that catch you, like a Piazza, like a Pudge Rodriguez. Like those are legends that catches, and that's just two off the top of my head, but you don't see that anymore.
Well, yes and no. You have some of those guys. Those guys are just, all the guys now are young. Like your torch was passed from Molina to now. You're talking about a guy like Wilson Contreras. You're talking about Will Smith in Dodgerland. Then a lot of the other catchers are just young guys that haven't really found their footing, and then some of these teams are using the two catcher system, so they're splitting the season, and kind of like the Nats did that year with in 19 with Suzuki and what's my man played in Cleveland, drafted by Cleveland, I think. Oh, I can't think of his name now, but whoever the other catcher was, they made up the catcher spot just in the aggregate of those two guys having numbers together. Oh, this is going to make me mad because I can't think of his name and I see his face.
He played for who?
He played for Cleveland. He's also played for the Braves. It was a catcher. He never really lived up to his promise, but he was a good, solid catcher. I think he even played a couple years for the Cubs. I'll pull that roster up. I'll tell you who it is, because the second I see it, I'm gonna cuss myself out. But I think the National League is going to be closer than everybody thinks. And even though what you see right now, the halfway point isn't going to be what it's going to be at the end of this. Because I think you got the team like the Braves. Say it again.
Gomes.
There we go.
Johnny.
I knew I was. It was a name I knew the name. Because I liked him when he started, and then he just never flourished.
And there's a few other nice catches in the game today over in Philly. Real Muto is nice. Will Smith with the Dodgers is nice. The catches.
I'm sorry, Adley Rushman. What am I thinking about? How do I not forget
He's
the
the
guy?
best catcher in the league.
There it is. I can't say it any better.
I'm not being biased.
You're not, because I said it last year at the midway point.
It's nice. And in the National League, I don't see all these surprises you're talking about. The Phillies are going to run away with the East. The Dodgers got the West. Are you talking about in the wild card race? There might be some surprises, because
I think the Dodgers are going to struggle down once we get into the dog days, because again, arms, they're burning through young arms. Yes, that hitting is good, but they gotta figure something out, because otherwise, when they get in the playoffs, they're going to struggle. I think a surprise team might be Pittsburgh, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
if you get them in any kind of series and they throw Skeens, Keller, and the third kid they have that's hurt right now, you throw those three guys at anybody, they got a chance. And it's not a puncher, it's not a heavyweight puncher chance. They have a fighting chance.
Well, since you brought up Skeens, that he was on the verge of a no-hitter the other night. And I was trying to find out what happened. Did they pull him after a certain amount of pitches?
Yeah, he had 99 pitches would have been going into the eighth.
And 99 pitches with a no-hitter. And they pulled it. What are we doing? If I got a no-no work, and don't pull me in the middle in the middle of a no-no. Let me bring it home. If I give up a hit, all right, pull me. But don't pull me when I'm in the middle of a no-no.
No-nos don't mean the same no more.
Well, they're talking about the possibility if the Pirates aren't in the playoff run of shutting them down early too.
They'll be there. Yeah, they have to, because he has. I mean, think about it. He just finished the college season, and then you're throwing a major league season in there. Like, I mean, not just finished the college season. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. But this is his first full season being in the majors. There should be a pitch count on him because arms don't last.
Well, you do realize why arms don't last.
Well, depending on who you ask. There's a plethora of reasons you can use.
The biggest reason is putting too much torque on the arm at a young age. No kid should be having a 12-6 drop at the age of 9, throwing 89, 90 miles an hour. No kid should be throwing pitches that put so much pressure on the arm at 8, 9 years old that, they need Tommy John by the time they're 19.
That's the way it is.
These kids
Tommy John's just a thing now, man. It's not, you know what I mean? The Orioles got 3 guys going through Tommy John right now. It's hard to say this, but it's just another thing. It's like pulling a hammy.
Mm-hmm.
Is the way they treat it now, man. It's crazy. And you're back, boom, next year.
Yeah, and the thing is, Tommy John used to put you out for
your career.
Yeah, it could be a career.
It usually be career ending.
What point it was. But the simple fact that you got more Tommy John surgeries now than you had 25 years ago. And nobody's like, okay, what are we doing wrong? And somebody said it. I don't know. It was a guy for Sports Illustrated, I believe. He was saying that these kids are, you're trying to teach kids to throw knuckle curves at 10 years old. That's just not a pitch that you should be throwing. You should be trying to throw change-ups, anything that's not too much wear and tear on the arm. A change-up, a slow curve, something that has a little bit of movement, but not enough, because you can develop that over time. You got to train, because their muscles are still developing. You got these kids lifting weights and doing all this because everybody wants the next young superstar, but you're killing their career in the long run. So instead of these guys playing until, like Nolan Ryan throwing, his last pitch was 98 with a torn UCL. Like, instead of guys playing till they're 45 and still playing at a high rate, you got guys flaming out at 31, 32 and retiring. Like, come on. We got to do something better. This is not right.
I think you still get the old guys that are going to stick around. They're just special guys. I mean, you still have people that made it a long time, like a Charlie Morton played for a long time. I mean, there are guys out there that have what's the word I'm looking for? That have longevity. The issue for them has mostly been like, where are you playing at? Like, where are you getting some of this longevity at? What club are you playing with? Think about Scherzer. Scherzer came off of his surgery. Now he's starting to come back, and he's probably pitching. If he hasn't already pitched, he's starting to pitch after the break. Yeah, so, I mean, you got guys. I mean, you got DeGrom. DeGrom had the thoracic surgery that Strasburg had. Strasburg just didn't recover from it.
Yeah.
It's just certain things that, I mean, we're just in a time because of the torque, because of some of the other stuff. And I'm starting to hear people talk about some of the arm problems now is a byproduct of the pitch clock. Because you got a reliever coming in, throwing a pitch as hard as he can, and then he gets 20 seconds to recover, and he's got to throw another pitch right after that. I think it was Blake Trinan, who used to be a national. He said it in an interview. That was one of his things. He's like, you got to figure that has an effect because we're pitching with max velocity, max torque, but we're doing it in such a short window.
Yeah, and they do. I've seen 9-year-olds throwing breaking balls in some of these travel leagues. 9, 10-year-olds. I'm an old school coach. I don't think they should be getting into all that sauce till 13, 14. When they go to the 90-foot bases, is when, and then, they're starting to get stronger, more mature. But these coaches that push that stuff to the younger kids, you're right. It can burn a lot of them out and damage arms before they even get developed. So
Matty Ice said he's outside of City Field. He's watching from outside of City Field to get another ballpark off the list. Man, Matty Ice traveling up in New York. I mean, I wish he would have went to Yankee Stadium instead, but you know, it's okay to go to the lesser one. You know, you can go to the lesser one. That's good. But Yankee Stadium, that's where it's all at.
He goes to Yankee Stadium and sees an empty ballpark because the Yankees are here in Baltimore playing against Baltimore. Don't be setting Matty Ice up.
Is it really empty?
Empty.
Oh, gosh. We're going to start talking about the ghosts?
They're in the old stadium. They're over there on that ground.
I tell you, boy, I love you, dog.
Matty Ice needs to travel to Maryland and bring his smoker.
Oh man, look, that's a party. Ain't nobody gonna get sleep that because that's a party that we ain't never going to sleep from. Yeah, I know, Matt. I know they not home this weekend. They here in Baltimore. I just you know, I got a love-hate relationship with the Mets. So they're cool.
Mets.
So hey,
They're
Jack.
Cool.
Hey, what?
All right. So we're talking about National League, right? So you don't think because the Cardinals are playing their baseball right now that they played all season. So they're starting to get hot, and they're starting to get Arenado and those guys hot. You don't see them making a run at the Brewers?
Yeah, I think it's the Brewers to lose.
Yeah, definitely. I see
Brewers
that.
are definitely sitting in that front seat comfortable. Can the Cardinals continue?
I think the Cardinals have all the room to continue because if you think about it, Goldschmidt hasn't hit yet.
No.
He hasn't hit yet. Arenado's starting to come around a little bit. They're getting great number from Burleson, Gorman, and some of the other guys, and Contreras is playing well. So I can see them making a run and maybe changing up who's in first by the time we get to the end of the year. I still think Pittsburgh has a chance. Like Pittsburgh is one of those teams. I don't think you want them to make the postseason.
You said Pittsburgh?
Yeah. And then if we get into don't worry about that. That's what August is for. August is going to figure some of this out.
The National League Central, they got a little something that could go on there.
I mean,
back and forth. But the NL East and the NL West are both going to be ran away with by the Phillies and the Dodgers.
You know what? We'll put a.
You think the Braves are going to catch the Phillies?
No, I don't think the Braves have. I think they miss Acuna way too much, and I think they miss some of their pitching. So I don't see them making a run. Let's see. In the West, I think Arizona has a chance, but it really depends. Like I said, I think the Dodgers pitching is going to bite them more than we think. So I don't know if they're going to run away with it. I think the best matchup is the AL East, because you got Baltimore and New York battling back to back, and quiet but surely you got Boston kind of just hanging around.
Yeah, hanging on with the fingernails. They've been hot. They had a nice little run. I want to say they were 10 out of 12.
Something like that.
And that's what can bump you up in the standings, and immediately. But come September, October, I just don't think the Sox are going to be there. I think it's going to be the Orioles and the Yanks to battle it out in the East, in the AL East.
They tied for first right now.
Yes.
It should be a half a game.
I saw more wins than losses. One of them has,
Yeah.
But it's a win percentage of 600 and 598.
Yeah.
So you're like, that's not worth a half a game.
No, it's close to being tied to me.
Right.
And
it helps that they play each other today. So that gets figured out today.
So, but here's the thing. Now, this is a little blasphemous for me to say. Little blasphemous. But I'm saying this from a sports lover's heart. I would love to see the Orioles win the AL East. I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be hurt. I wouldn't be like, oh man, this is bull, and this shouldn't have happened. And da da da. No.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually be kind of, cool with that. I'm okay with that because Yankees wild card. Okay, great. We do our thing. We go on. We'll still face the Orioles and everything, but I'm okay.
You don't want to be in the wild card.
No, I don't, because they don't have.
No, I'm saying you as a Yankee fan, you don't want wild card life.
It's not something that I'm accustomed to.
It's a 3-game series, and you're 1, 2, 3. You got some questions at 2 and 3. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm saying this from a sports fan. As a Yankee fan, I want to win the AL East. I want to blow through the ALDS. I want to blow through the ALCS, and then I want to sweep the World Series, and I want to say 28-time world champions. Of course, that's what I want to say. I mean, who doesn't? Everybody wants that for their team. But as a sports fan, and as much as I love local sports, I would love to see Baltimore win the AL East. I would love to see the Washington Nationals win the NL East. And I would love to see them go to the World Series and play Baltimore. Like, that'd probably be the most cost-efficient World Series of all time. Because the two teams are separated by, 35 minutes?
Yeah. No, they call it the Subway Series in New York. This would be the Mark Series.
Yeah.
That's the Mark train.
And then on top of that, you think that whole, DC and Baltimore got a rivalry anyway. You got Five Wings and Mumbo sauce, salt, pepper, ketchup, all that versus chicken boxes with hot sauce. You got go-go music versus house music. You see what I'm saying? You got half smoked versus Polish sausages. It's like so much. But I think that number one, that type of World Series would do so much for this area, and be like, you know what? Either way, we all win. But it'll be Baltimore got the edge over you. Now DC got the edge over you, and then the talking would just go back and forth, and it would just, I don't know. I'm living in the fantasy world here. I'm fantasy booking, so I'm sorry.
Nah, but the beauty of that being possible, or what I think the more beautiful thing with Baltimore, Washington, hopefully, is we get some kind of closure on the Maston deal here in the next year or two, and we figure that process out. I think that's where, because that could pump more money into Washington, it can help baseball fans actually see the product better than they ever have in the last 5 years. And then, you get teams on better footing. So now the Nationals can spend a little bit more money than they spent in the past. Don't know if they're going to do it, but also with all the young talent they have, I don't even know if they have to do it. So it's just a thing where we'll see what happens in time, man. See how it plays out.
Now, all right, last question. Right now, July 14th, 2024. We got Home Run Derby tomorrow night, All-Star Game on Tuesday. So we are at the midway point. Pick your two teams to be in the World Series right now.
I don't want to play this game. I really don't want to play this game.
Indulge me.
I see the O's, and I see Baltimore and Philadelphia.
I can see that.
You know what? I'm gonna kick the sports fan. I mean, not the sports fan to the side. I'm gonna kick the analyst to the side and be a sports fan. I want Cleveland, and I'll take Cleveland and the Phillies.
Oh, Maddie gonna love you for that.
I'm gonna say
not the only one.
I'm gonna say Cleveland and the Brewers.
Ooh.
Oh, you just don't want nobody watch this series.
No.
Small market teams, man.
That'll probably be the lowest viewed World Series ever. Woo.
And we talked about Yankees Orioles. Yankees are up 1-0 on the Orioles in the top of the third.
A lot of ball game left.
So
well, it should be good for the Orioles because the Oriole killer from 2 years ago, Gleyber Torres, hasn't really been hitting them like he did in the past. There was one season, like I think he had 25 or 27 home runs, and like 15 of them were at Orioles Park or versus the Orioles. But that's when we had that old schedule where you played everybody in your division like 19 times.
Man. Well, here's another thing. Let me ask you guys this question because I keep thinking of questions, and the only people that can answer them are you.
Oh, guys.
Is interleague play really dead? Like, you used to have a section where you just had interleague play.
No, it's not dead.
No, it's not dead. It's just
spread out all over the season now.
Yeah.
It's just not shown. It's just not, how you say, stated as much interleague play. It
Right.
used to be, like I say, 2 weeks. Now it's just in the schedule.
Yeah, it's normalized. That's the best way to put it.
Normalized.
They made it it's just like part of the regular schedule. They took out I think you play the teams your division less because, like I said, you don't play them 19 times. I think you may play them 11 or 12 or whatever it is. And then most time you get a home and home with someone else. It's not as formulaic as NFL, but it's baseball's version of giving you an opportunity to see as many teams as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
And that possibly could lead to them dumping the rule of every team being represented in the All-Star game because you can see more teams now than you ever could before. So it's a possibility that could be a gateway for people that hate the rule where every team has to be represented because you can see the teams more and more. That might be a situation.
All right. Last but not least, it's Sunday, baby. What you eating?
Man, that's been a debate all day today. Like I'm talking about when I went to sleep last night to when I got up this morning. Because I'm thinking of recreating. I might be going back to the sliders, the chicken sliders. I think I got some spicy aioli, a little shredded lettuce, little onions and peppers, and a little grilled chicken that way. Or I might do shrimp tacos. I haven't gotten that far yet.
I'm gonna go with the same thing I've been doing for the last 2 weeks, man. Yesterday was the food, man. I had my family cookout yesterday, our 4th of July cookout, and ribs. My cousin's ribs were slamming.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept going back for more. In a minute, he started delivering them to me. Ribs, we had sausages, we had fresh mac and cheese, we had tater salad. What else we had? Oh, man, we were grubbing chicken. And then one of the dogs must have got a hold of some chicken because he got a bone stuck in his throat and was freaking out.
Oh, snap.
Oh, I was like, something wrong with your dog, man. They're like, no, he all right. I'm like, no, he not. Something wrong. And he just kept putting his paws near his face and kind of hacking. And then my cousin finally got hold of him and pulled out a nice-sized little chicken bone that was stuck in the roof of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Otis, my boy Otis. Shout out to Otis. Biggest dog you ever seen. I guarantee you that lab is 220 pounds.
God dang.
Big Otis. I'll share some pictures with y'all one day. That's my dog. He comes up and jumps on my chest when I'm sitting in the chair and make me look skinny as hell next to his big ass.
Yeah.
I never had a dog make me look skinny, but Otis, that's my boy. So I don't know what we're doing tonight. I think we might do some pasta again. My daughter's home. So yeah, the 3 of us will eat. And my daughter makes a mean meat sauce.
Mm.
Sometimes she throw a little vodka in it.
Yep.
cream sauce, vodka cream sauce, she calls it. But yeah, I don't know what we're eating today.
It seems like the deeper we get in the summer, the more it's like, yeah, it's hard to figure out what you eating. Because wintertime, we come up on Sunday, like, what you eating? Oh man, today's a chili day. Today's spaghetti. It's like you got so many meals. It's like summertime. It's like, I don't know. But I'm sitting here looking, and I'm peering around the corner into the kitchen here, and my wife's in there creating because she's a creator. So she's got the measuring spoons, the cups. She got the KitchenAid rolling, and I'm just sitting here looking at. I don't know what she's making, but it smells good.
That's all. That's good with me.
Huh? Oh, she's making Amish friendship bread today.
Say what?
She's making Amish friendship bread today.
Oh, I've had that.
Not even close to knowing what that is.
Some bread.
It's bread and it's sweet.
I know that. I'm just saying.
Like dessert bread.
It's good.
There we go.
It's good.
I like monkey bread too. Y'all ever had monkey bread?
You say what?
Y'all ever had monkey bread?
Side, you say? Oh yes. Oh yes.
I like the monkey bread.
Good old monkey bread, man. You get monkey bread and then you big cup of milk, sit in front of the TV, watch some Law and Order, heat that monkey bread up. Ain't nothing better, man.
You
know how I know it's July? Hey, Make a Wish. Make a Wish. Or I Wish, whatever the series is for ESPN has started up. That's sign number one. Sign number two is I've sat here for 2 days and watched old NFL games. I'm watching Kansas City Buffalo playoff game right now, the divisional game. That's how I know we're in the middle of July. Because I want to see some football, and I know I can't. And this is as close as I'm going to get.
Well, you know how we in July? We had a whole conversation last week about paints. We were talking about yellow paints.
Yeah.
Now, I don't understand why that was even a thing, but yellow pants on the black tops looks absolutely wonderful, but it kind of reminds me of the Pittsburgh Steelers a little too much. So I might not be a fan of the yellow pants on the black tops, but the simple fact that we had a conversation about that's how we know it's July.
Well, I'm a uniform junkie, so I don't know if that makes it. Like I used to love Oregon and their different schemes and everything.
They started all that up.
Yep.
I'm in Under Armour. And Under Armour is taking over MLB in 2026.
Good.
Did you guys hear anything about that?
Nah, because I thought they just switched to
Nike.
Fanatics or Nike.
They got Nike now.
And nobody likes the jerseys.
Yeah.
Everybody's been complaining about them since they switched. They said, man, what is this? This is horrible.
But they had the input on it. Like that's the funny thing. The players had input, and that's what came out from their input. So maybe somebody in the room didn't think of all of the parameters and all the things. I think they're terrible because you can barely see the names. I don't like them. I like the big old classic letters on the back of the name jersey so you can see the name. Now they're like in 10 font, Times Roman or something. I don't know what it is.
Huh? Oh, let me show you guys this real quick because this is what I was talking about earlier. Let me take that banner down so you can see what I'm talking about. If you look at the bottom, you see the line. That's what I'm talking about. That's a perfect vacuum job. That's a perfect setup. I gave this setup by Dubsy once again on Twitter. Say, rate my setup. That setup is 100 out of 10. That is a great setup right there.
Another way you can get your floor vacuum like that? Call your man Dwayne Littleton for Littleton Carpeting. He'll hook you up, no matter how dirty your carpet is. It's a free shame. That's a free plug.
Free plug.
Dwayne, I want my check.
Jack says Under Armour started at Maryland University. Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm.
It did. Matter of fact, the Under Armour factory is out there by the Domino Sugar Factory.
In Baltimore.
And I was working at the Domino Sugar Factory, and after I left out there, I was like, "Oh, let me go to Under Armour."
Mm-hmm.
And I went out to the factory, and then the Under Armour stores. It's they got an outlet. I can't remember what mall it's in, and the amount of stuff that I picked up, I said, "Okay, this is good." This is years ago, mind you. This is great, I think I picked up a bunch of T-shirts and stuff like that for under $100. You try that now. Under Armour, it's worth it because it lasts, but I just like no. I'm gonna go ahead and stick to this Walmart special.
I'll say this in the voice of my man Martin Payne. Under Armour blew up. They did, man. They just took it and ran with it. Took college football by storm.
Mm-hmm.
Just outfitting everybody, and they've been good to their home state too. They do big things for young leagues and stuff. So yeah, Under Armour, couple Maryland boys.
Any final thoughts before we roll up out of here?
A couple of things we want to start thinking about on the ledger is the panel, the Clear Production Sports panel for our football show.
Okay.
So that's going to be, the idea is try to get all personalities, and we'll talk about it more on Monday. But I think it's trying to get all the personalities, all the sports guys in the same room and probably in a spot in Laurel. And we do just a round table sports show real quick, an NFL preview. That's just an option.
That'd be nice.
Something that we've kicked around. So we bring in All In Football, All In Sports, and then the Sideline Junkies.
All right. Jack says you can get great deals on Under Armour at Ross, and that's where I'll be going. That's where I'll be going.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, if you haven't, give me your top 5 2 guards on the stream, on the post that we have on where we talk about D Wade as where do you rank D Wade in your 2 guards?
Oh yeah.
And we talking top 5 2 guards of all time?
Yeah. I already know what your list is gonna look like.
What's my list gonna look like? Since you know me,
you know what? I'll save us Showtime so you can send this over, and I'll text you.
Okay.
Actually, I'll put your list. I'll post your list for you, and then see what happens.
Okay.
You can dispute it. I'll do it that
way.
You
gonna let him do that?
Yeah, because I want to see. He think he knows me. I want to see this.
I think he's pretty close. I think he's gonna be pretty close.
Because he gonna leave one good name off, and I just know that. So I'm just like, I'm not worried about it. But we come to the end of our show.
But all right.
Okay. The boss BJ had to jump because he had to roll out. Jack says he think about that one it's been a lot of great 2 guards. It has been. But a lot of people say D Wade is top 3. No. But we gotta get up out of here. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you for joining us. So for the gentleman, Jack, the Midnight Rider, the boss BJ, I'm the big guy KG, baby. We don't do no overtime. We are out of here.